everyone, and welcome to this new edition of the Open Innovation Thursdays. My name is Marisol Menendez, and every week we've been reviewing each of the chapters of the Oxford Handbook of Open Innovation, this amazing book that was published in February this year, which embodies all the knowledge of open innovation. And this is amazing for me because I'm an open innovation practitioner and enthusiast. I've been doing this for many years now. And every week I have this amazing chance to discuss each of the chapters with the authors of the book. I am connecting from Spain. Hello, everyone from Bilbao. I have my own company, which is Bilacatu, dedicated to generating knowledge and practice in open innovation. And it's a joy for me to discuss every week with amazing people such as Alberto de Minin. Alberto, welcome today. How are you today?
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you, Marisol. And greetings from Pisa.
From Pisa all the way back to this very famous place in the world. And this is amazing for me because we're connecting from every corners of the world, but beautiful places like Pisa, it's always so nice. Welcome, Alberto. We always like to begin our sessions by getting to know more about our guest. So can you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm a professor of management at Sant'Anna here in Pisa. And I have been working on open innovation since the very beginning because I was lucky enough to find myself in Berkeley in 2002. I started my PhD there, and very soon Henry Chesbrough, right from Harvard, came back to Berkeley, and I started to work with him. His first book just came out, and I started to work with him on open business models, the second book. So from the very beginning, I started to observe and to be part of this group of scholars that have worked on open innovation. And since then, we've been in touch, and we have been part of this community that since then has really increased the size and is now really like a global community. Here in Italy, I'm blending my interests between open innovation strategy with companies and open innovation policy. I've been working both. My research has taken me behind the scenes of various companies implementing open innovation, but also supporting government, the Italian government and international organization in the field of innovation policy and specifically also open innovation policy.
This is amazing. And yeah, in fact, it's kind of a family, the open innovation community. And we've been bumping into each other in so many activities also for a long time. And it's great that you've been there from the beginning. And I think, well, you talked about public policy. This chapter is the last chapter in part 5 of the book, which is Implications for Public Policy. And today we are talking about chapter number 29, which is Open Innovation Policy, the Outline, Inspire, Promote, Spinner. You co-wrote this chapter with Jacopo Criccio. And so I don't know, can you introduce also Jacopo? And
yes, Jacopo is a scholar, finished his PhD with me last year at Scuola Sant'Anna. And his research is innovation in China. And but since he started his PhD, so and you know the idea was to spend most of his PhD time in China. However, with COVID, we had to change a little bit the scope, no, and at least the geography of his PhD. And considering his interest in policy, it was very very nice for both of us to work together on open innovation policy because Jacopo assisted me in my representation of Italy in the technology innovation policy working party within OECD, OECD in Paris. So we traveled many times to Paris, and we did a lot of amazing work with all the other countries' delegates, and he's been supporting me for during the course of his PhD, and now on this. So we became students as well of innovation policy, and this is why I invited him to work on this chapter with me.
This is amazing. And well, it's always great to listen to the story behind that, and one can understand why you are part of this chapter. But can you explain us how this chapter came to be? Talking about open innovation policy, the outline inspire, promote, spinner. Why did you write this chapter? What do you wanted to explain in general before digging in the context of the book?
So in the course of the last few years, I have been describing the open innovation paradigm outside the domain of the corporate world. Open innovation is thought to illustrate a business strategy. But in the course of the last few years, we have been working with policymakers, and we realized that open innovation paradigm had been influencing innovation policy. And therefore, in the course of my lectures, I was, always giving an introduction while, focusing on specific parts of policy on how open innovation and our work had been able to influence innovation policy. Okay, so putting my notes together, I realized that open innovation policy, OIP, can stand also for outline, inspire, and promote, which in turn are in the chapter described as the three functions that open innovation has on policy making. So in the chapter, basically, we outline these three dimensions, and we call it the OIP, the open innovation policy spinner, just because when we wrote this chapter, my daughter was fixated with this little thing, which is called the spinner, no? And I kept finding in the house, and it has three dimensions. And I said, okay, we are spinning innovation policy through open innovation. How do we do it? So with the help of a friend of mine who's like a graphic designer, she made this nice picture of the open innovation policy spinner with the three dimension of outline, inspire, and promote.
This is amazing. And so what's this chapter about then?
So basically in the chapter we go after.
I'm sorry, I wanted to show I don't know if you can see.
Thank you. No, it's blurred now.
Blurred,
okay, yeah, perfect. Yes, here you go. Over there, you are very good. Yes. So in this chapter, basically, we after basically we provide an illustration of the open innovation paradigm, and we describe how it found its way into public policy. We present a useful approach for to integrate how open innovation can interact with innovation policy practice. And therefore, we spend most of the chapter describing the outline, inspire, and promote dimensions of the spinner. Basically, we argue for that for the last years, decades, policymakers had used open innovation in three ways. First of all, when the dimension of outline to design the characteristics of new policies. So in the outline dimension, open innovation provides innovation policy the framework really to and the logics for a lot of ideas that have to do with innovation policy. Think about the technology transfer, the work of the support of technology transfer center, incubators, but also the support of the access to venture capital and this type of investments, the support of startups and scale-ups. All these are well described in the open innovation literature, and indeed the open innovation, a reader of open innovation as a policymaker can indeed find ways to outline its policy. But also the second dimension, I think it's something that it's came as a consequence of the success of the open innovation paradigm. And the second dimension is what we call inspire. And basically, we realized, observing various policies, innovation policies around the world, that open innovation has given really the name of to some of these policies. Some of these policies, yes, were supporting aspects that had to do with innovation policy, but like many other practices in the business world that found a legitimation and a name when the open innovation term came about, was coined. Also, some policies basically were identified as open innovation policy, and this was maybe it's not a revolution, no, but it's indeed a way to give legitimacy to an approach towards policy. Last but not least, the dimension promote.
Sorry.
Yes.
I just wanted to ask you one question about this inspire and the policy names. Is this something you see more in Europe, or do you see it around the world?
We found examples throughout the world, and for example, in the last dimension, the promote dimension, indeed, you can start from the US with the SBIR Act, an initiative that was supporting innovation in SMEs, and it was indeed addressing, promoting one of the aspects of open innovation that was that had to do with the entrepreneurship from high-tech startups and SMEs that was going to the market. But we found many examples in Europe. All the framework programs, Horizon 2020, Horizon Europe, had been inspired really by open innovation. And in the framework program, we really found the dimension also of the inspire dimension, because open innovation had been used as a name of one of the pillars of Horizon Europe. So many places in the world have used different aspects of the OIP, and indeed as a practitioner, as a policymaker, you can use the spinner to identify aspects where of your policy, no, that can be framed around open innovation. So you can with the spinner next to your slides, you can say, hey, you can answer the question, hey, how is my policy inspired by open innovation? How am I using open innovation to set the framework of part of my policy, or am I addressing some of the elements that are part of an open innovation strategy? So this is basically the goal, let's say, of the chapter.
Very, very interesting to analyze. Besides, we are now discussing, and even in the open innovation community, many of these policymakers are coming, even to the World Open Innovation Conference. And I know that these are relevant topics when they are asking how to frame, how to connect and engage with all these elements that are, of course, every day more important. We are already in our 15-minute limit. Time flies. But maybe just one final question. Any idea, call to action? What do you want people to bear in mind with this?
Yeah, so Marisol, one of the aspects that indeed is very important is to continue to explore not only business practices, but so for-profit activities, but also non-for-profit activities in open innovation. With Henry, in the previous book on open innovation, we discussed about the concept of open social innovation, asking ourselves the question, can we apply the logic of open innovation to sectors where profit is not the main goal? Okay, and this is, in my opinion, has been a very interesting area of expertise, because area of study. Because when you have profit, when you have the market, the indication if as a business strategy work or doesn't work, it's more or less clear. In the social domain is not so clear, and also in terms of policy, you know, the real effects of a policy and the impact of a policy can take a long time to unravel, and they're not very clearly connected with clear-cut indicators. And therefore, I close saying, join us and explore and use the OIP spinner to describe individual innovation policy through the lenses of open innovation.
Totally. And this connects as well with the grand challenges, which has been a very interesting topic in past chapters as well. And of course, in the definition of open innovation, you have the pecuniary and non-pecuniary element. I think your call to action towards the social effects and non-for-profit are so interesting as well. Alberto, it's such a joy always to talk to you, to learn so much, and open this door to the public policy and everything. Well, thank you very much for your generosity and your time and for sharing all this knowledge.
Take care, Marisol, and thank you for talking to me.
Thank you very much, and see you soon.